I often see people start off their YouTube videos with some form of "What's up, YouTube? This is whatever the fuck it is that their name is," as though the person watching is unaware of what platform that they're watching it on or the person that they're watching. And I find that incredibly fucking stupid. I also find it mildly degrading to the person who watched it. Like, you, the viewer, don't have the wherewithal to understand what it is that's going on without somebody telling you. That doesn't really have anything to do with anything. It's just what popped into my fucking head. So I digress. On to the point. This is actually the second video that I have shot today. I posted one a few hours prior to this. It is called Excuses. But somebody left a comment in the video telling me that around the 7-minute mark, the sound cuts out. I don't know what happened, don't know why. Fucking technological failures, who the fuck knows? But that's what I get for not watching my own shit all of the way through before posting it and just assuming that it was good. Now, I told myself that I was going to post on YouTube every single day moving forward. And I could have taken what it is that I had done and said, well, I posted the video is there, and I'll just leave it at that. I tried my best, and I will leave it at that for the day. For today, tomorrow is another day. That's the first thing I could have done. The second thing that I could have done is taken it down and reshot it. But that is the one that I was leaning more towards. But then I decided, fuck both of those things. I'm just going to make a whole entire new video. I'm going to leave that shit up, and it will be a lovely lesson for this video here. Now, I personally am not a fan of, or I am not comfortable with the idea of just half-assing shit and getting shit just done so that it's good enough and I can check off a box and say that I did it. Now, once upon a time, I was that person. I did used to do that. I would just show up to the gym and kind of just go through the motions and do my workout. I would just show up to whatever job it is that I had at the time and just half-ass and do enough so that I didn't get in trouble. I would do that in relationships and just have enough input, whatever activity, interaction, so that I would avoid arguments. And that got me absolutely fucking nowhere in life, because you get exactly what it is that you put out into the universe. What you put out into the world, you will always receive back that. And when you put out a bunch of half-ass shit, you are going to receive a bunch of half-ass shit back. It doesn't matter what it is. When you go half-ass workouts, you're going to have a half-ass physique. When you half-ass your job, you're going to have a half-ass bank account. When you half-ass your relationships, you're going to have a half-ass relationship. If you want to get the most out of something, then you need to put the most into it. You need to put your all into all of the things that you were doing at all points in times. It's very easy to just cruise control through shit, but that will never get you where it is that you want to be if you actually want to accomplish some shit in life. It's the easiest thing to do, and it's exactly what most people do. And I know a lot of people have this idea in their head, say with their job, for example, that they're going to show up to their shitty job and just go through the motions until they find a better job, and then they'll do all of the going all the way in and going hard and really applying themselves type shit. Or people want to go to the gym and say, when I get in shape, then I'll train really hard. But that's not how any of the shit works. When you go and you half-ass shit on a daily basis, half-ass shit on a regular basis, then you are conditioning yourself into someone who half-asses something. You are conditioning yourself into someone who barely fucking tries. And it's not like once you reach a certain point, you're just going to hit a switch and everything is going to change. Like you're just going to magically get a promotion out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden you're going to start busting your ass at this job because it's the pay that you feel you deserve, and it's what it is that you feel you're worth, and all of the other stupid shit that people tell themselves. No, you have spent all of this time in your life bullshitting around. You're going to get into another position and you're going to bullshit in that position. And the higher that you get in life, the less the bullshit is going to work for you, and the more it's going to prohibit you from becoming someone better and accomplishing better things. So you need to get used to doing things fully with everything that is required of you now. So I don't give a fuck what your job is. I don't care if you have a corporate job or a good paying job or a decent paying job, a middle of the road job, or some bullshit shift work, minimum wage, back of the restaurant, front counter at the gym, you work in a warehouse stacking boxes job. You should be giving that shit your all every single day, because the point isn't what it is specifically directly that you're getting out of that job. Sure, you won't get paid more hour to hour because you work harder and you're doing more work for less money, 1000%. But the point of it isn't that. The point of it is what it is that you're getting out of it. The point is who it is that you're building yourself into. The point of it is the discipline and the hard work and the work ethic that all of that shit is cultivating when you go and do that, because that's what you're going to carry over with you to the remainder of your life and all of the rest of your endeavors and all of the other shit that you would like to accomplish. Whenever you're working out, you should give it your all on whatever the fuck day it is, because you're doing it anyway. Why not do it to the absolute best of your ability? And will it immediately have some sort of incredible payoff? Are you immediately going to get super more jacked or super more strong? I know that's not the best way of saying that, but fuck it, here it is that we are now. Are you going to get super more lean immediately because you do that? No, but it's the exact same thing. You are cultivating that work ethic. You are cultivating that discipline. You are making yourself into someone who can grind. You are making yourself into someone who values the work, who values what it is that you are putting. You are making yourself into someone who values the steps along the path, which is always going to be the most important thing, is the journey. Because as I say all of the time, there is no real destination. There is only infinite journey. So if you're not going to be someone who could capitalize and make the most out of the journey, then you are not going to be someone who is ever going to truly have what it is that you want, or ever be content with, not content, I don't like the idea of content, but happy or pleased, or feel like you're ever doing anything in life if you can't learn to love the work that you are putting in. And the best way to learn to love the work is to do the work like you love it. And doing the work like you love it means putting your all into that shit. It's not about just being good enough to get by. It's not about just, yes, I did it, check, on to the next thing. No, it's about doing the shit to the best of your ability all of the time, so that the best of your ability continues to increase and you continue to push what the best of your ability is. The more that you do something, the more that you do something intentionally, the better that you will get at doing the thing. And that's what's going to carry over to all of these other things in life. People always say that if you try your best at something and fail, then it's okay. And I think that that is bullshit, because people, I think that's bullshit, and people use that to kind of pat themselves on the back for not doing what it is that takes, and just showing up and trying a little bit harder than usual. But the thing is, at the end of the day, nobody actually gives a fuck what your best is. It doesn't matter. If the most that you've ever run is 10 miles, if you've only ever run 10 consecutive miles, and you decide that you want to do a marathon, and you train every single day for a month, because your marathon is at the end of this month, and then you show up on marathon day and you run 23 miles, that might be your best, but you have failed at running a marathon, because a marathon is 26 miles, and anything less than 26 miles is not a fucking marathon. Sure, you ran really far, but who gives a shit? If your goal was to complete a marathon, you fucking failed at that, because you settled for doing your best. You need to get used to striving to do whatever the fuck it takes, because that's what matters. At the end of the day, that's all that means anything. If you would like to get in shape, if you would like to get jacked, and this is just a hypothetical example, it's meant to be specific, and that requires you doing 50 sets a week for 8 weeks, and your best that you do is 37 sets a week for 6 weeks, you still fucking failed. You're not going to get what it is that you want. It's not about your best. It's about doing whatever the fuck it takes. And the way that you become someone who does whatever the fuck it takes is by always going and giving your all. Because the fact of the matter is, 9 times out of 10, your best is not going to be what it takes. Because if your best was what it took, then you would have exactly what it is that you were going after. But the only way that you could be equipped to accomplish these things is to continuously work at doing these things and continuously leveling up what it is that your best is. And the way that you do that is by not settling, by not just half-assing it, by not just, oh, I'm feeling tired today, so I'm going to take it easy. No, you give it all that you have for that day. Sure, that might look different than when it is that you're on fully. Sure, that might look different than when it is that you're feeling great and super motivated. So the fuck what? It's you going your hardest in that particular moment. That's what is important. It's not the specific things that you do, but it's the intentionality behind what it is that you do. It's having some sort of pride in what it is, whatever the fuck it is that you do, that will carry over into all areas of life and make you into somebody that you're proud of. If you always half-assing shit, then you are just going to always be someone who half-asses shit. You know who's never proud of themselves? People who half-ass shit, because they know that they are a bunch of half-ass motherfuckers, and nobody is pleased with that truly at the end of the day. Sure, you might pat yourself on the back in the moment and say, at least I did it. And yes, doing something is better than not doing anything. But if you're going to do a thing, you might as well do the fuck out of it, because you're already doing that thing. If I'm going to sit down here and talk for 15, however the fuck long it is that I take, I might as well do the absolute best that I can for that period of time, rather than just meandering my way through it. Because while it may not be the greatest thing ever every single time that I do it, it will compound and become better and better over time for whatever the fuck it is that you would like to do. I don't care if you want to be a fighter. I don't care if you want to get in shape. I don't care if you want to make more money. I don't care if you just want to be a really good boyfriend or a good parent. You should show up at whatever the fuck it is that you are going to do 100% for you every single time, and that will increase what it is that your 100% is. You get out what it is that you put in, and most people don't put in shit, which is why most people don't have anything. You see people all of the time running around complaining about what it is that they're making it work. I'm not getting paid what it is that I'm worth, and these other people make this and these other people make that. No, everyone gets paid exactly what the fuck it is that they were worth, because if they were worth more, they would be earning more. Maybe that makes them feel bad to say, and that's fucking amazing. That sucks, but it's a fucking fact. If you were worth more money, you would earn more money. If you were a higher value person, you would be compensated as such. That's just how life works. You are not in any better shape than you have earned. You are in the exact shape that you have earned. You are just as fat as you have earned yourself to be. You are just as happy. You are just as successful. You are just as sad and miserable as you have earned. Because you are just as sad and miserable as you have earned, and going through the motions is never going to better increase whatever the fuck it is that you would like to call it, your situation. And that is what most people do. They meander through life and they look like a bunch of meandering motherfuckers that nobody wants to be. Every single person that anybody admires, looks up to, whatever the case may be, whether that be some sort of actor or sports person or business person or musical person, got to be where it is that they are by giving it their all. Even if you look at the NBA, all of the fucking NBA players are good. What separates them isn't 1000% a skill thing. What separates them is work ethic. It works the same way with music too. That's probably a thing that I'm better equipped to use as an analogy. But the people who are the best and who put out the best shit, this is not based off of numbers, are the ones who are the most dedicated to their craft. That was why Lil Wayne called his fucking mixtape series Dedication, because his shit was, every time I go and do some shit, I'm going to kill it. And that's why he's better than everybody fucking else, because he worked harder and he took the shit more seriously. And that is how you will get to be better than everybody else. That is how you will get farther than everybody else, is by taking the shit more seriously than them, by working harder than them, by being more dedicated to them and putting much more the fuck into it than they are. Give the shit your all, and you will get all of that shit back in return. If you want an amazing life, you have to put amazing shit into making that amazing life. You're not just going to stumble yourself into all of your dreams. No, you have to run at that shit at full force as much as you fucking can, whatever the fuck it is that you were doing. So stop making excuses. That was my topic of my earlier video. Nobody gives a fuck about any of them. And stop half-assing shit. It kind of ties together, because people make excuses for why it is that they half-ass shit, whether that be their mental health or sad shit or whatever the fuck other nonsense you would like to tell yourself. But at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck about that. If you want great shit, you have to do great shit.